Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. A little technical difficulty this morning. Got my judge's robe on. Today we're talking about spiritual health and well-being, of course. And my question for you is, use spiritual judgment to supersize and grow your business. Can you do this? Is this a good idea? How can you do this in a way that enhances and builds your business and makes the world a better place? That's always my question. How can I help? How can I make the world better? Etc. It wasn't always that way. About 15 years ago, it's my 15-year anniversary of my death day, I call it, sudden cardiac arrest. Not today, it's been about a week now. Past that, I think I talked about it on that day. But one of the things that happened when I came out of that coma and woke up and was back in the world of the living was I had this absolute aversion to anything judgmental, anything that people said or did that sounded judgmental, anything that I thought that was judgmental of something else or someone else. It just really rubbed me the wrong way. And I got to the point where I would say to people whenever they were trying to get me sucked into a conversation or something, I choose not to participate. Especially, families have drama and things. And sometimes my sisters would try to cause drama within our sisterly ranks. And I used to get involved in that. Prior to my sudden cardiac arrest, if I'm being honest, I was really judgmental. I didn't realize it. I didn't know better, but I was judging everything and everyone. And that led me to feel frustrated a lot of the times, frustrated in what I was doing, frustrated in different areas and aspects of my life, frustrated in growing and building and supersizing my business. Because instead of accepting what was or what is, I was always expecting and wanting it to be different or be something different. I wanted it to be faster. I wanted it to be more successful. I wanted it to be bigger, grander, whatever it was. But whatever it was, I was judging as not good enough. And that led to all kinds of drama and trauma and frustration and negative emotions in my life. And after my sudden cardiac arrest, that was one of my biggest wake-ups during that transition period, I will call it, was that and the understanding that the most important thing that we can be in this world is ourselves, and that we want to always be becoming a better version of ourselves. Thus, this year's challenge, the Be a Better You annual challenge. So today, our topic is spiritual judgment. How the heck does that apply to building and growing and supersizing our businesses? Well, in a couple of ways, to me, right up front in my face. Number one, if we're being judgmental of other people's businesses, other people's behavior, other people, we are actually comparing ourselves to them. And comparing ourselves to other people, other businesses, it is one of, to me, the fastest ways to fail. Because instead of creating something that we want, we're trying to create something that someone else has already got, and we're never going to win that game. They're way ahead from a competitive standpoint, and we don't even want to play that game anyway, because we don't know what all has led up to them being in the position that they're in and creating the business that they're in. We always win when we create something unique and special that attracts the people that we are here to serve, because we're not here for everybody, right? I think back to my network marketing days, and everybody in network marketing believes that their product is the be all and end all thing in the world, and that it's for everybody. And they go out and they spew it to everybody, and they get a lot of rejection because most people know that the thing that they're selling or pushing as the next best thing on the planet isn't actually for them, right? Maybe they don't have any pain, physical pain in their life. Maybe they don't need to lose weight, etc. Whatever it is, nothing in the world is for everyone. And once we realize that, we're like, oh my gosh, why would I think that everybody should like this thing? Because I don't like everything, right? So today I want you to think about a couple of things. I challenged the Be a Better You annual challenge group to rate themselves on the scale of 0 to 10 with respect to judgmental and judgment and how often they are judgy. If I'm judgmental all the time, I give myself a 10. If I'm judgmental, not hardly ever, I give myself a 3 or a 4. If I'm judgmental in a certain area and aspect of my life that is negative impacting me, which I did admit today, I give myself a 7, because I have let judgment sneak into just one little area and aspect of my life. But I know every time I do it or am judgmental in that area, it doesn't feel good to me. So I'm committing to today, right now, to stop doing that, right? And I'm going to hold myself accountable to that, because what I say I'm going to do, I absolutely hold myself accountable to do, because I believe we can fool some of the people some of the time. We can fool all of the people some of the time, but we can never, ever, ever fool ourselves and our subconscious. Our subconscious always knows and will hold us accountable if we ask it to. All right. So what are some ways to overcome this judgment giant, I'm going to call it? Because usually judgment is a huge giant, like a big heavy weight and ball on our lives, and we don't even realize it until we let go of it. Judgment keeps us stuck. Judgment prevents us from accepting what is, and until we accept what is, we can't change it or move on or create what we want. We get stuck in this loop, just like frustration, running around in circles like a rat on that treadmill and never moving or going anywhere. Hamster on a wheel, I guess. That's a better analogy. So ask yourself, am I accepting what is? Am I being mindful of the current situation? Or am I just sitting here wishing it was something different? Because as long as I'm wishing it's something different, it's never going to be something different. I'm just going to be wishing and stay on that hamster wheel. Mindfulness, being present, helps us to get over that hump. And then let's be honest. Ask yourself, and really ask yourself this question and be honest with the answer. Who am I to judge? And is it helpful? Is it moving me in the direction I want to go, or is it keeping me stuck? Sometimes we want to be stuck and feel sorry for ourselves and wallow in our own self-pity. Okay, do that. But only do it for a little bit. Don't get stuck there and never move out of that. And we move out of that by not being judgmental, by paying attention to our own business, our own life, creating the things that we want. And everybody else will leave us alone because we're just doing our own thing and we're creating what we want to see in the world. And we're letting them create what they want to see in the world and experience in the world. We're all here to experience our life as only we uniquely can. And the same is true of building and growing and supersizing our business. The businesses I'm building are different than the businesses anybody else on the planet is building. And yeah, there's similarities, but they're still unique and different because I am the common element, nothing else. All right. So judgmental, scale of 1 to 10, share in the comments below if you're brave. I admitted that I'm a 7 in an area of my life. To me, that's pretty embarrassing given that I just shared the story that I can't stand judgment after my sudden cardiac arrest. All right. If I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, go out, make it a fantastic day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.